Hello everyone, and welcome to Wisdom and Wealth, the channel dedicated to helping you navigate life with clarity, resilience, and financial wisdom. If you're over 40, you've likely experienced your fair share of ups and downs, and we're here to provide practical advice and timeless principles to help you thrive. If you find value in this channel, please like or subscribe today, and in doing so enrich your life. Life often feels like a relentless storm, doesn't it? We're bombarded with challenges, unrealistic expectations, and constant stress that seems to swirl around us. We wake up each day to a demanding barrage of responsibilities, we endure unpredictable encounters that test our patience, and we navigate an unending stream of opinions from others, often unsolicited and unhelpful. It's easy to feel overwhelmed and lost in this chaos. Yet, amidst this turbulence, there are those remarkable individuals who seem to move with an unshakable calm, as if life's storms simply pass them by, barely causing a ripple in their serene demeanor. They exude a presence so grounded and centered that nothing seems to faze them, nothing seems to truly get under their skin. They've seemingly mastered the art of inner peace amidst external turmoil. What if you could harness this very same strength, this remarkable ability to remain unruffled in the face of adversity? What if you could transform every challenge, every obstacle, every potential setback into an opportunity for growth, for learning, and for cultivating a deeper sense of peace within yourself? It might sound idealistic, but it's entirely possible. Buddhism offers profound insights and practical tools on how to cultivate this inner tranquility, this state of being unbothered by the external world. Remember to like or subscribe, it helps you find the channel again and will remind you to focus on your wisdom and wealth. As the Buddha wisely said, you will not be punished for your anger, you will be punished by your anger. These powerful words serve as a constant reminder that suffering often stems not from external circumstances, those things we cannot control, but rather from our own responses to them, those things which we can control. The way we choose to react to a situation has a greater impact on our well-being than the situation itself. When we learn to act as if nothing bothers us, not in a dismissive or insensitive way, but in a way that demonstrates inner strength and emotional control, we effectively free ourselves from the grip of anger, debilitating fear, and crippling anxiety. This journey, this path to inner peace, is not about suppressing emotions, denying their existence, or stuffing them down. It's about transforming them, understanding their root causes, and learning to manage them in a healthy and constructive manner. There once was a story of an elder in a quiet village who was renowned for his wisdom, his thoughtful advice, and his unwavering calm. Villagers and travelers alike sought his counsel, believing he possessed answers to every problem, solutions to every conflict, and a deep well of understanding to draw upon. One day, two merchants arrived at the elder's humble dwelling. Their faces were flushed with anger, their voices raised in heated accusation, each accusing the other of dishonesty, of unfair dealings, and of violating their agreement. The elder, with a gentle smile and a calming presence, invited them to sit and share their grievances. He listened intently, saying nothing, offering no judgment, and allowing the air to fill with their heated words and passionate emotions. Hours passed as the merchant spoke, their voices gradually shifting from initial rage to a simmering frustration, then softening to a palpable sorrow as they revealed the underlying pain and insecurities that fueled their conflict. When they finally finished, exhausted and emotionally drained, the elder spoke only a few carefully chosen words, his calm, deliberate response bringing them clarity, helping them see the situation from a new perspective, and bridging the gap between their conflicting perspectives. The merchants left, their dispute resolved, their anger dissipated, both with newfound respect for each other and a deeper understanding of themselves. This story beautifully exemplifies the power of deep listening, a skill that is often overlooked but is essential for cultivating inner peace and resolving conflict. It goes far beyond simply hearing the words someone speaks, it is about truly understanding the emotions, the underlying fears, and the hidden intentions that lie beneath the surface. The Buddha taught that, to understand everything is to forgive everything. When we listen deeply, with empathy and compassion, we see the humanity in others, even when they hurt us. This understanding dissolves anger and opens the door to forgiveness, both for ourselves and for others. In today's fast-paced, technology-driven world, true listening is a rare and precious gift. We are often too focused on formulating our responses, eagerly preparing to defend our positions, or impatiently waiting to make our voices heard. But when we pause, take a deep breath, and genuinely listen, we offer others a safe space to be seen, to be heard, and to be understood. This simple act can transform relationships, heal old wounds, and build lasting connections based on mutual respect and empathy. If this is resonating with you, consider liking or subscribing to the channel. It's a simple act that will give us a great boost and help improve our standing. There was a time when I found myself embroiled in a heated argument with a dear friend, someone I had known and cherished for many years. Over time, we had gradually grown distant, each believing that the other had wronged them in some way. Our conversations, once filled with laughter and shared experiences, became tense battles of words, each of us stubbornly eager to prove our point and defend our position. One day, exhausted by the constant conflict and the emotional toll it was taking, I decided to simply listen. I consciously put aside my need to be right, my desire to defend myself, and focused all my attention on hearing my friend's pain, on truly understanding their perspective. For the first time in months, I saw their hurt, their underlying fears, and the vulnerability that they had been trying to conceal. In that poignant moment of genuine connection, we began to heal. Our friendship didn't magically mend overnight, of course. It took time and effort to rebuild trust and repair the damage that had been done. But that simple act of listening, of truly hearing each other, marked the beginning of our reconciliation, the first step on the path back to a stronger and more meaningful connection. Listening twice as much as we speak requires both humility and patience. It means willingly letting go of our ego, our need to be right, and focusing instead on the needs, the feelings, and the perspectives of others. This practice deepens our empathy, allows us to walk in someone else's shoes, and helps us see the world through new eyes, gaining a richer and more nuanced understanding of the human experience. In family life, active listening builds trust and strengthens bonds between members. Parents who listen to their children without judgment, offering a safe and supportive space for open communication, foster a sense of security and mutual respect. Leaders who listen attentively to their teams, valuing their input and perspectives, foster collaboration, inspire loyalty, and encourage innovation. To cultivate this practice of deep listening, consciously choose to be fully present whenever someone speaks to you. Give them your undivided attention, making eye contact, nodding to acknowledge their words, and demonstrating that you are truly engaged in the conversation. Put away distractions, silence your phone, and resist the urge to mentally formulate your response while they are still speaking. Focus entirely on their words and their emotions, paying attention to their body language and tone of voice. Resist the urge to interrupt or immediately respond. Silence may feel uncomfortable at first, but it allows for reflection and a deeper understanding of what is being said. Show genuine curiosity about the other person's experience, asking clarifying questions and seeking to understand their perspective. Reflect back what you hear, summarizing their points and confirming that you've understood their message correctly. Consider how this simple shift in your approach might change your daily interactions, creating more meaningful and productive conversations. Imagine transforming a tense meeting at work into a productive dialogue, simply by actively listening to your colleagues and seeking to understand their viewpoints. Picture diffusing a heated argument with a loved one by offering them the gift of your undivided attention and empathy. The transformative impact of listening goes far beyond mere words. It touches the heart and strengthens the bonds that connect us. If you appreciate this video on Buddhist doctrine, please give it a like, subscribe and come back often to continue learning. The world is filled with voices, some encouraging and supportive, while others are critical and judgmental. Social media, in particular, amplifies this cacophony of opinions, constantly exposing us to scrutiny and judgment from strangers and acquaintances alike. If we allow these external opinions to define us, to dictate our self-worth, and to shape our choices, we become prisoners of external validation, constantly seeking approval and never truly feeling satisfied. But the Buddha reminds us to focus on our own journey, to cultivate inner strength, and to resist the temptation to be swayed by the opinions of others. Do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment, he taught. These powerful words call us to be fully present, to trust ourselves, and to walk our own path with confidence and authenticity, without being unduly influenced by the noise around us. Imagine you are embarking on a challenging hike through a dense and unfamiliar forest. Along the way, you encounter numerous people offering unsolicited directions, each claiming that their path is the best, the fastest, or the safest. Some may even criticize your chosen route, questioning your judgment and undermining your confidence. If you blindly follow every voice, every suggestion, every bit of advice, you'll quickly become lost and disoriented, your sense of direction compromised, and your ability to trust your own instincts diminished. But if you trust your inner compass, rely on your own experience, and stay focused on your chosen path, you'll eventually find your way, even if there are detours and obstacles along the way. Life is much the same. While advice from trusted sources can be helpful and valuable, only you truly know what feels authentic and true to your heart. Only you can determine what path is right for you, what choices align with your values, and what goals will ultimately bring you the most fulfillment. In my own life, I often struggled with the crushing weight of others' expectations, the constant pressure to conform to societal norms, and the fear of disappointing those around me. Whether it was career choices, personal beliefs, or lifestyle decisions, there was always a chorus of voices telling me what to do, how to live, and what to believe. The fear of judgment held me back from pursuing my passions, from expressing my true self, and from living a life that felt authentic and meaningful. But when I finally began to quiet those external voices and listen to my own inner voice, I discovered a profound sense of freedom and authenticity, a sense of empowerment that had been missing for far too long. Trusting yourself can be a daunting proposition, especially when facing uncertainty or criticism, but it is the only way to live a life that is truly true to your values, your passions, and your unique potential. When faced with criticism, take a moment to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, does this feedback align with who I am, with my values and goals? Is this feedback meaningful and constructive, or is it merely noise, an attempt to impose someone else's agenda or beliefs upon me? Practicing mindfulness can help us detach from the opinions of others and stay grounded in our own truth, in our own sense of self. Take time to regularly reflect on your values, your goals, and your aspirations. When criticism arises, pause, breathe, and ask yourself if it aligns with your core principles. By focusing on what truly matters to you, we free ourselves from the weight of others' expectations and empower ourselves to live a life that is authentic, meaningful, and fulfilling. If you are enjoying learning on wisdom and wealth, please like and subscribe. Thank you. Life is inherently unpredictable. Losses, failures, and setbacks are inevitable parts of the human experience. The Buddha taught that pain is certain, suffering is optional. This profound statement means that while we cannot always avoid the pain that life throws our way, we can choose how we respond to that pain. We can choose whether to allow it to define us, to consume us, and to lead us into despair, or we can choose to accept it, to learn from it, and to use it as an opportunity for growth and resilience. Acceptance does not mean giving up, resigning ourselves to fate, or passively allowing life to control us. It means facing reality with courage and grace, acknowledging our pain without judgment, and choosing to move forward with strength and determination. A close friend of mine lost his job unexpectedly after many years of loyal service. Initially, he was overwhelmed by fear, self-doubt, and a sense of deep injustice. He questioned his skills, his worth, and his future prospects. But rather than succumbing to despair, he consciously chose to accept his situation, to acknowledge the reality of his circumstances without allowing them to define him. He reached out to his network, updated his skills, and stayed open to new opportunities, even those that seemed unconventional or outside his comfort zone. Within a few months, he found a new position that not only aligned better with his passions and interests but also offered greater opportunities for growth and advancement. Acceptance didn't erase his pain or diminish his disappointment, but it gave him the strength to move forward, to take action, and to create a better future for himself. Acceptance is like a shield that protects us from unnecessary suffering. When we resist reality, when we fight against the inevitable changes and challenges of life, we create additional pain and stress for ourselves. But when we accept life's challenges with grace and courage, we find the strength to adapt, to grow, and to thrive, even in the face of adversity. To cultivate acceptance in your own life, begin by acknowledging your fears and insecurities without judgment. Allow yourself to feel your emotions without trying to suppress or deny them. Visualize the worst-case scenario, the outcome you dread the most, and mentally prepare yourself to accept it. Focus on what you can control, the actions you can take, and the choices you can make to navigate the situation effectively. By preparing for life's uncertainties and embracing the inevitable ups and downs, we become more resilient, more adaptable, and more able to flow with the river of life rather than being swept away by its currents. Failure is not the end, it is a teacher, an opportunity for growth, and a stepping stone to success. The Buddha's reminder that each morning we are born again invites us to see every day as a fresh start, an opportunity to learn from our mistakes, to renew our intentions, and to create a better future for ourselves. When we embrace failure, we transform setbacks into stepping stones, turning adversity into an opportunity for growth and learning. Thomas Edison, one of the greatest inventors of all time, failed thousands of times before perfecting the light bulb. When asked about his numerous failures, he famously replied, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This remarkable mindset, this unwavering belief in the power of perseverance, is a testament to the transformative potential of resilience and determination. Each failure, each setback, each seemingly insurmountable obstacle brought him closer to his ultimate goal. In my own life, I have faced failures that felt insurmountable, moments when I questioned my abilities, my worth, and my very purpose. A failed business project, a broken relationship, a missed opportunity, each experience left me feeling defeated and discouraged. But over time, I've learned that each failure, however painful, offered me valuable lessons about perseverance, creativity, humility, and the importance of never giving up. Embracing failure means seeing it as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become stronger. It means refusing to let setbacks define you, diminish your spirit, or prevent you from pursuing your dreams. When you fail, take time to reflect on what you've learned from the experience. What mistakes did you make? What could you have done differently? What insights did you gain? View setbacks as opportunities for growth, challenges to overcome, and stepping stones on the path to success. Celebrate the courage to try, even if you fall. Every failure is a chance to rise stronger, wiser, and more resilient than before. Our lives are cluttered with distractions, endless to-do, social media notifications, and the constant pursuit of more. Yet, true peace, genuine contentment, and lasting fulfillment often lie in simplicity, in stripping away the unnecessary and focusing on what truly matters. The Buddha said, "The way is not in the sky, the way is in the heart." This profound statement reminds us that true happiness, inner peace, and a sense of purpose are not found in external achievements or material possessions but in cultivating inner qualities such as mindfulness, compassion, gratitude, and simplicity. By focusing on what truly matters, we strip away what weighs us down, creating space for clarity, contentment, and genuine joy. Several years ago, I felt overwhelmed by commitments, possessions, and the constant pressure to achieve more. My life was filled with stuff, but it felt strangely empty of meaning. I decided to consciously simplify my life, decluttering my physical space, reducing my obligations, and focusing on activities and relationships that brought me genuine joy and fulfillment. The transformation was profound. I felt lighter, more focused, and deeply content. I realized that true happiness doesn't come from accumulating more but from appreciating what we already have and focusing on what truly matters. Simplicity does not mean settling for less or depriving ourselves of pleasure. It means consciously choosing what aligns with our values, what brings us joy, and what contributes to our well-being. It is about finding peace in the present moment, appreciating the simple things, and resisting the urge to constantly strive for more. Identify what clutters your life, both physically and emotionally. What possessions do you own that no longer serve you, that weigh you down, or that bring you no joy? What commitments have you made that drain your energy, distract you from your priorities, or prevent you from pursuing your passions? What toxic relationships do you maintain that undermine your self-worth and drain your emotional resources? Consciously let go of what no longer serves you, donating unwanted items, delegating tasks, and setting boundaries with negative people. Prioritize what brings you peace, joy, and a sense of purpose. Spend your time on activities that nourish your soul, cultivate meaningful relationships, and contribute to the well-being of others. By embracing simplicity, we create space for clarity, contentment, and a deeper connection to ourselves and to the world around us. True wisdom is not found in boasting or seeking recognition but is reflected in our actions, our character, and our ability to live a life of kindness, compassion, and integrity. The Buddha taught, "A man is not called wise because he talks and talks again, but if he is peaceful, loving, and fearless, then he is in truth called wise." I once met a renowned leader, someone known for his exceptional intellect, his impressive accomplishments, and his undeniable success in his chosen field. But what struck me most about him was not his brilliance or his achievements but his profound humility. He listened intently to everyone he encountered, treating each person with respect and genuine curiosity. He led with quiet strength, inspiring those around him to reach their full potential and fostering a culture of collaboration and mutual growth. His humility, his willingness to learn from others, and his genuine concern for the well-being of those around him inspired me more than any of his accomplishments. Humility opens the door to learning, growth, and meaningful connection. When we let go of pride, arrogance, and the need to be right, we create space for empathy, understanding, and genuine relationships. We become more willing to listen, to learn, and to collaborate with others, recognizing that everyone has something valuable to contribute. Approach every interaction with an open heart, a willingness to learn, and a genuine curiosity about the other person's perspective. Recognize that everyone, regardless of their background, their status, or their beliefs, has something to teach you. Lead with empathy, putting yourself in the shoes of others and seeking to understand their experiences. Let your actions speak louder than words, demonstrating your commitment to kindness, compassion, and integrity through your everyday choices and interactions. Wealth and success can be alluring, but they are fleeting, impermanent, and ultimately unsatisfying. The Buddha's wisdom reminds us that health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, faithfulness the best relationship. True fulfillment lies beyond material possessions, external achievements, and the fleeting pleasures of the senses. Consider two people, one who dedicates their life to chasing wealth relentlessly, accumulating possessions, and striving for external success, and another who cherishes simple moments with loved ones, cultivates inner peace, and finds joy in everyday experiences. The former may accumulate more material wealth, more accolades, and more external recognition, but the latter finds deeper contentment, lasting fulfillment, and a sense of purpose that transcends material possessions. Material wealth is impermanent, subject to the changing tides of fortune, while relationships, health, and inner peace are lasting treasures, the foundation upon which a truly meaningful life is built. Focus on nurturing your relationships, both with yourself and with others. Prioritize your health, both physical and mental, recognizing that well-being is essential for living a full and vibrant life. Find joy in everyday moments, appreciating the simple pleasures, and cultivating gratitude for all that you have. Recognize that true wealth lies in the heart, in the qualities of kindness, compassion, wisdom, and inner peace that you cultivate within yourself. Finally, remember to subscribe or like the Wisdom and Wealth YouTube channel.